Oh, I think when we come back through here, that will open. Alright, let's make our way across here. And try not to get attacked. Shotgun ammo full, and I can go over there. And then come down here. That's convenient. Alright, here we are. Observation and engineering. Imprinting studies.
Seems like Fink and Suchong were sharing their research.
Like the Lutesses. Cross-reality collaboration.
Yes, so now they explain to you. So Big Daddies are those observed 1109. Yeah, so they're collaborating on their research. So there you go, there's a Big Daddy. Curiously, they've given him a metal skeleton. So I'm not entirely sure if we should take that seriously, or how much we should take that seriously. But also the songbird also has a metal skeleton. I don't know if it means they replace a human skeleton, like they kind of do some extreme cybernetics, or if it's actually a full robot, or what does that mean? I don't know what that means. So there's a Big Daddy and there's a songbird. Normal human in diving suit looks like that. Oops. I can't read that. Mechanical man. Yeah, so a normal man in a diving suit looks like that, and that probably is not a normal person. So it's possible that most Big Daddies aren't even human, except for the Alpha series. The Alpha series are quite human. Not sure what that makes the songbird.
It all makes a kind of sense. The little sisters and the Big Daddies. Songbird and me.
Constants and variables.
I don't know. I feel like they're kind of adding things to the original story, and I actually prefer the original story over the story they wrote in Bioshock Infinite. And so if you're adding to that story, then I'm not too impressed, because these are not good storytellers in Bioshock Infinite. Anyway. What's going on here? Lots 341 to 360? And that door is still closed. A lot of closed doors. This is kind of interesting from a game level design perspective. So you see all these metal gates that are closed. So we're forced to kind of go through these rooms one at a time in one long line. Right? And as we go through these rooms, every once in a while they'll show us a bit of storytelling. So we saw the Big Daddies before, for example. And now as we come through here, we see this. Hermetic Chamber A. So there's a gorilla.
What is all this?
Imprinting. That's a wire mother. If you separate a gorilla from its real mother, it will imprint on almost anything. Even that.
Why would Fink care about that?
Songbird. He wanted him to imprint on me.
Well, if I recall, that was a problem he solved.
Yes, so that's a gorilla. So a baby gorilla would imprint on almost anything. So what it means is that the first thing they see, they would recognize as a mother. Which is not the most efficient thing in the world. But it also means that the brain isn't born with an image of the mother. So because every mother's like every face is slightly different. Like every human face is slightly different. So every gorilla face is slightly different. And so the first thing that the baby gorilla sees, it recognizes that and says, "All right, this is the mother," and that's it. And it happens with other animals too. I think certain birds do it. I think ducks. Is it ducks that do it? But certain birds do it as well. So it will account for different faces of mothers. So imagine you can't. There's no way to genetically pass on to a child the physical appearance of the mother, because your physical appearance is not just your genes but also environmental factors. If you have a scar, for example, then your genes didn't create the scar. Like you might have an accident, have a scar, and that scar identifies you. And so then what happens is the baby has to see the face. And so what nature does is the first face they see, they recognize as the mother, which is usually correct. But in rare occasions, that might not be correct. But a lot of animals would imprint on the first thing they see. A lot of baby animals will imprint on the first thing they see, and they say, "All right, that's mother." And whatever emotions they attach to that maternal bond, they would feel for that particular face. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining that right. What the hell is this stuff? This goo. Bubbly goo. Alright, so they introduced the parallel between Big Daddy and Songbird, and then they had the gorilla imprinting, and then they have this Hermetic Chamber B. We just gassed the dog? We just gassed a dog. No idea what that's supposed to be. I think the dog was already dead. So there's a treadmill, and then there's a gas, and I don't know what's going on here. It probably refers to some sort of experiment, I just don't know what it is. Is there some sort of explanation? Oh, paper?
What's that?
It's a skeletal formula for oxytocin. That's the chemical that bonds mothers to children, women to men, and...
Songbirds to little girls?
Apparently not. Fink dismissed it as an unsuitable vector.
Ah, oxytocin. Okay, I see. That's the love chemical, by the way. If you feel love, that's the chemical in your brain that's making you feel that way. I guess they're trying to make the dog feel something for something else or something. Apparently that didn't work neither. I don't think it works like that, because the moment you stop giving them oxytocin, they stop feeling it. So it's like, you can chemically induce the feeling of love, so they kind of,
These poor things. Fink couldn't get them to imprint, so he left them to die.
Yeah. Not sure why he kept the corpses though, it seems like a waste of time. Instead of just, I don't know, incinerating them. Yeah, so the way the chemicals work is, you flood the brain with that chemical and you feel like you're in love. But once you turn the chemical off, you stop feeling it. And the way the brain works is that it naturally releases that chemical under certain conditions, right? But if you artificially release the chemical, you feel the emotion. But once you stop, artificially flooding the brain with it, then the feeling stops too. So it's not really how you induce people to falling in love. In the sense that you can't really maintain a relationship between two people with that, because you're releasing the chemical artificially. It's not something that the brain's released by itself to make people feel that way. Does that make sense? Lot number 344, status failure. 350 status failure, status failure, status failure, status failure. All of that is failure. You'd think they would only have to fail like once or twice before figuring out it doesn't work. But they failed many, many times. And they still couldn't make it work.
Imprinting failed. That can't be right. Clearly they formed a connection between Songbird and me.
How?
I was so young, I always remember him just being there.
Alright, imprinting fails, psychological... I can't read that. Physical... So they couldn't get it to work. I thought Songbird was a robot. Have we established whether Songbird is a human or a robot? Well, there you go, it's a human brain apparently. Review of all biomarkers. Alright, apparently somewhere in Songbird there's a bit of human. I think that's what that implies. Just not sure where it is. Like, where is the human? Because
He
he's...
must be a prototype or something.
Is it human?
Does it matter?
Yes, I'm interested. How did they do this? If it's not human, then it's some sort of AI, which is amazing. So somewhere there's no brain in here though. What are they using to control this? A vague person? Fire, disease, soldiers, fire, people, angel. Not sure what they're trying to do there. Alright, well there's a prototype of Songbird. I don't know where the brain is. It's breathing. Look, it's using a mechanical machine to breathe. Right? And also recording something. But where's the brain? There's no room for a brain in here. I don't know, man. That just seems wrong to me.
I tried hypnotherapy.
On the Songbird. How'd that go?
About as well as you'd expect.
Hypnotherapy. Alright, what's going on here? Let's press the button. Songbird imprinting on subject.
Booker. The little girl in the film. It's me. My God. Oh, I remember he'd crashed into the tower. I guess he was in some sort of fight. I waited there thinking I don't know, that something would happen, but he just lay there, moaning. I couldn't just...
The lion with the thorn in its paw. So much for science.
I should have just left him there to die. I should have just... I will never escape it. Exploited, exploiting, me, Comstock, you, Sally. It's like a wheel of blood spinning round and round.
You had escaped it in Paris. You could escape it any time. It's you who chose to come back here, Elizabeth. You could have gone to Paris. You did go to Paris, but you came back. It's not. Don't blame anyone else for the fact that you're not out of this. Subject's personal effects. See, this is the hair. This is the hair sample. This is Elizabeth's hair. So we got bears, we got drawings of the songbird, we got songbird doll, we have the Eiffel Tower, a flute. What are these books? something for the little police? What is that book? Ciphers for the little folks, my bad. Ciphers for the little folks. It's a code-breaking manual for children.
Well, this must be the genetic sample Suchong wanted.
He sent you all the way back here for a sample of your own hair?
He doesn't know I was once the child that imprinted on Songbird. But to him, all the answers lie in DNA. Men like Suchong mistake an ounce of empathy for a pound of science.
We came all the way here to get our own hair. Alright, well there you go. But why did we do that? Because storytelling. Because they want to tell you a story.
Time to go back. I know.
They want to tell you a story about Songbird and Elizabeth. And I think the important part is that I think what they're saying is all the science in the world is unnecessary when all you need is a bit of kindness. Or, you know, a little bit of kindness is worth more than all the science in the world. Or you can't create kindness in the lab. I think that's kind of what they're trying to say. You know, all that work they did, all those dogs they killed trying to get this thing to work, when all it is one person being kind to another person, and that's it. And nothing more than that. I think that's what they're trying to say here. That's the theme they're trying to convey. So we came all the way back here and walked through all of that just for them to convey that theme. Now we have to fight our way back out, believe it or not, because once I pull this, enemies appear.